In this video, we're going to look about a topic. We're going to discuss a topic called vectors. We're going to see how do you approach these questions on vectors and how do you find ratios. For instance, here we are told that OAED is a quadrilateral whereby OA is 2 vector A and OB is 2 vector B. Actually, OB is this line here. And then we are told that DE equals to 7A 3 vector B, this part. We are told further that AB ratio BD is 1:2. This point B is dividing line AD in a ratio 1:2, and the point C on AB is such that OCE is a straight line. Then we are supposed to use vector method to find the ratio of OC is to CE. Now, first we need to break down the information that we have here so that it can enable us know what to do. Number one, we need to find what is vector AB. If you are moving from point A to B in vector format, you need to move from A to OO, then from O to B. So AB can be given as AO plus OB. So which will mean we know what AO is because OA is vector A, 2 vector A. So meaning if you are going against the arrow, that becomes negative 2 vector A plus OB is going to be 2 vector B. So meaning we can be able to write this as 2 vector B minus 2 vector A. That is our AB. But we are told that AB ratio BD is 1:2. We can be able to write this ratio here where we are told that A ratio AB ratio BD is 1:2. This one is provided so that we can be able to find what BD is. The reason as to why you are given this is to enable you know what BD is, because we have AB. We can be able to use this ratio in order to find BD. And eventually we are going to use it to find what A to D is going to represent. So when you are given a ratio like this is what it means. We are going to say if this ratio is this, it means if we are having A B over BD, this can be written as 1/2. We can be able to express this ratio and write it as a fraction in this particular manner. And we have our AB, so meaning that if we can write this as 2 vector B minus 2 vector A over BD, we don't know BD, is going to be what? Is going to be 1/2. So meaning if we are going to find BD, we're going to do what we call cross multiplication. This one will be multiplied here and we multiply 2BD on the other side. So we shall end up having what? We shall end up having our BD. Let me just write it. This is going to be 2 into bracket 2 vector B minus 2 vector A is equal to BD. So therefore, BD, vector BD is 4 vector B minus 2 vector A. We know that. We have this, and then we're going to go further and find what our A to D is. A to D. A to D is going to be A to B plus B to D. And that is our A to B. We have it here, which is actually 2 vector B plus, this is minus 2 vector A plus BD, and our BD we have it here, which is 4 vector b minus, this is actually, so if we open the brackets, we're going to have 4 vector b minus 4 vector a is our BD. So once we have our BD, I would like us to find A to D. A to D is going to be A to B plus B to D. So I want us to know what is the whole length of A to D. Which vector does it represent? And this is going to be A to B is 2 vector B plus, this is minus, A to B is 2 vector B minus 2 vector A plus BD, we got it to be 4 vector B minus 4 vector A. So if we combine all this, we are going to get our answer becoming 6 vector B minus 6 vector A. This is our BD. Now, we were analyzing the information that was provided to us. The next thing now is to find a strategy which can enable us find the ratio of OC to CE. So in order to do that, I want us to try to visualize. We want a ratio that divides line OE. So meaning we are going to express OC in two different ways. To do that, we shall express OC in two different ways. So what do I mean by saying that? We can get OC by moving from O to A, then A to C. We can be able to find OC by moving from O to A, then from A to C. But we are going to assume that there is a ratio, there is a fraction that divides line AD in order to get AC. So we can say there is a fraction or a ratio that divide, a ratio K that divide AD to give us AC. So we're going to say one way of OC is going to be OA plus AC. But in this case, our AC is going to be K of AD. So we can say, therefore, this can be given as OA. Our OA is 2 vector A plus K of AD. K of AD. So we are going to find this K using vector method. And we can say this is vector 2A plus K. But AD, we had gotten it. It's actually this part that we have at this point. Our AD, we had gotten it, is 6B minus 6A, which is 6B vector minus 6A vector. So if we open the bracket here, let me try to open the bracket and then put the like terms together. This is 2 vector A plus 6K vector B minus 6K vector A. This is what it's going to become. And you can see I'm having vector A. I can be able to combine this. Let me see whether I can be able to write here. Let me see if I can be able to write here. This is going to be 2 vector A minus 6. Okay. Let me see if there's enough space at this point. I'm saying this can be written as 2 vector A, this rewriting properly, 2 vector A minus 6k vector A plus 6k vector B. So I can be able to factor out what's common at this point, and therefore now let me just subdivide this that we can, our OC cannot see there. Let me just move a little bit. Our OC, vector OC, can be written as, this can be written as, if we factor out A, we're going to remain with 2 minus 6k into vector A plus 6k vector B. And B, this becomes our, still this one. Therefore, our OC, first form of OC, can be written as, if we factor out A in this particular part, we are going to have what? We are going to have 2 minus 6k, 2 minus 6k vector A plus 6k vector B. And this becomes our first equation, our first form of OC. Another way we can be able to express OC, the second way we can be able to express OC is using OE. We can move from O to E. By using which route? We can move O to B, then B to D, from B. So we move O to B, from B to D, then we move D to E. That will give us OE. But we'll know that we are going to agree and say OC, it can be N of OE. There could be a constant you can multiply on vector OE to give you OC. So we are going to say this is going to be what? OC can be obtained by N times OE. N times vector OE. But how are we going to get OE? This is going to be N into bracket. OE is OB, remove OB, plus BD plus D2, from D to E, because we've said we are going to move from O to B, B to D, D to E. So we shall have DE at that particular point. Remember when we started this question, I did say that we are analyzing the information. The first bit that we did is to analyze the information so that we can be able to have all the vectors and all the sides that we need ready for us. And at this particular point, we have everything ready for us. We know what our N is, a constant we are looking for. We are going to relate this constant with this equation that we have to find it. OB, we have it, is 2 vector B. 2 vector B. OB, we know it is 2 vector B plus BD. There's somewhere we got BD. BD, we got it at this particular point. BD, we got it at this particular point, which is 4 vector B minus 4 vector A. 4 vector B minus 4 vector A. We also know our DE. Our DE is given at this point, which is plus 7 vector A plus 3 vector B. So that we can now put the like terms together at that particular point and say our n is going to translate what? 2b plus 4b, 6b plus 3b, that becomes 9, vector b. Then we have minus 4a plus 7a. This is going to translate plus 4 vector. This is going to translate what? Minus 4a plus 7a. This is going to translate to 3 vector a. Then this becomes 9n vector. Let me start with a because it will look better. We start with a. So this is going to be 3n vector a plus 9n vector b. And this is our second equation, second form of OC. So we have OC being this equation and OC being that equation. So how are we going to work out this? We're going to say now, since this OC and this part is representing OC, and also the equation 2 is representing OC, what I'm saying is, since equation 1 is representing OC and equation 2 is representing OC, then we can say equate now, equate equation 1 and equation 2. So we can say this equation is equal to this. So we can agree there and say this is going to be 2 minus 6k vector A plus 6k vector B should be equal to 3n vector A plus 9n vector B. Now, since these two equations are equal, then we can say the coefficient of A and B must be equal. So you are going to form two simultaneous equations at this particular point. Since these two equations are equal, it will mean then vector A, those coefficient of vector A and coefficient of vector B are going to be equal. So we can form 2 minus 6k vector A must be equal to 3n vector A. So you can see this part and this part will cancel out, and then we are going to have this as 2 minus 6k equals to 3n, which can be written as n is equal to 1 over 3 into bracket 2 minus 6k. N is the same as this, so which means that our n is equal to what? Our n is 2 over 3 minus 2k. 2 over 3 minus 2k. And this can be called our equation star. I've just formed an equation that involves k and n. That's why I've just called it equation star. Now using the coefficient of b, we are going to say 6k vector b should be equal to 9n vector b. Then you can see b again and b will cancel out. So we can have an equation 6k is equals to 9n. But we have said n is equal to 2 over 3 minus 2k. So we can say this is 6k is equals to, from equation star here, we can say 9. But 9, and we're going to replace with this part, which is 2 over 3 minus 2k. So if we open the bracket, what are we going to have? Let me now get rid of this diagram. Oh, okay, we may need it. Let me just get rid of this part so that we can continue that question down here. So we have the equation that we have at this particular point is this one here, which is going to be 6k. 6k is equal to 9 times 2 over 3 is going to give us 6 minus 18k. So we can take 18 on the other side so that we put the like terms together. 18k plus 6k equals to 6, which implies that this is going to be what? 24k equals to 6. Divide by 24, divide by 24. Our k is going to be equivalent to 1 over 4. K is 1 over 4. So we need also to find what our n is. From this equation here, we know that n is 2 over 3 minus 2k. So now that we have k, we can be able to find n, and our n is going to be 2 over 3 minus 2k, but k is 1 over 4. And this is going to be n is equals to 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. If we use our calculator to subtract that, so we don't want to struggle, 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2 is actually 1 over 6. The answer here is 1 over 6. So meaning, remember we had said in this question that we need a value that is going to divide OE, and this our n in this case is going to be 1 over 6. So what will be the other part here? If n is 1 over 6, the other section that is remaining here is actually 5 over 6. Yeah. So if this is 1 over 6, the other part that is remaining between C and E is 5 over 6. So you were asked to write a ratio of OC is to CE. So meaning OC, need to write that the ratio OC OC. So we can write the ratio OC ratio CE. This is going to be what? This is going to be 1 over 6 is to 5 over 6. So if we simplify this ratio, we can multiply by 6 both sides, all cancel these 6, and then it's simplified. That is going to be written in a simplified form. 1 over 6 ratio 5 over 6 is going to be 1 is to 5. That's the ratio you are going to have as a ratio that is representing OC is to CE. So meaning this is the final answer we were to write.